best commentary on the Old Testament is by Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount. In each case, we learn several things: the spirit of the law, our utter failure to live up to it, and our need for forgiveness and mercy. Let's begin to understand the intent of the law by its author. Let's look at murder, adultery, and bearing false witness in Matthew 5. What about unrighteous anger and verbal abuse? You've heard that it was said to those who lived long ago, "Don't commit murder, and all who commit murder will be in danger of judgment." But I say to you that everyone who's angry with their brother or sister will be in danger of judgment. If they say to their brother or sister, "You idiot," they'll be in danger of being condemned by the governing council. And if they say, "You fool," they'll be in danger of fiery hell. Unrighteous anger may be discerned by what comes out of our mouths. Hate words and verbal abuse. It comes all too easily to our minds as we observe other drivers on the road or comment on politicians and church leaders. The opposite of the spirit of murder is valuing human life. How should we handle disputes? So if you're about to place your gift on the altar and remember that someone's angry with you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. Make peace with that person, then come back and offer your gift to God. Before you're dragged into court, make friends with the person who's accused you of wrongdoing. If you don't, you'll be handed over to the judge and then to the officer who'll put you in jail. I promise you'll not get out until you've paid the last cent you owe. Obeying just the letter of the law misses its purpose. Love. Jesus encouraged us to reconcile or agree with enemies quickly, if possible, lest in an unjust court we lose everything. The opposite of murdering an enemy involves attempts to reconcile, make peace, and settle out of court. The letter of a law leaves loopholes as long as the specific forbidden act is not done. Jesus addressed the principle. Anger is at the root of murder. What about adultery? You've heard that it was said, "You shall not commit adultery." But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. For it's better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body be thrown into hell. What about inappropriate touching? In the Didache, the ancient church author suggested that a holy kiss was only holy if one did not linger. This is true of a hug as well. If your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it's better that you lose one of the parts of your body than for your whole body to go into hell. It would be a sin to literally disfigure the body. This kind of teaching is called hyperbolic, exaggeration to emphasize the point. The point is, take drastic action to avoid adulterous thoughts. Don't look and don't touch too long. Another point is, we've all broken the spirit of the law, even if we've never broken the letter. Is divorce adultery? It's been said, "Whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement." But I say to you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that's divorced commits adultery. Is all divorce a sin? Jesus' exception is porneia, sexual immorality of any kind, every kind of extramarital, unlawful, or unnatural sexual intercourse. Jesus is stricter than we moderns, but the general principle is, easy divorce is not God's way. What about lies and false promises? Again, you've heard that the ancients were told, "You shall not make false vows, but shall fulfill your vows to the Lord." But I say to you, take no oath at all, neither by heaven, for it's the throne of God, nor by the earth, for it's the footstool of his feet, nor by Jerusalem, for it's the city of the great King. You shall not take an oath by your head, for you cannot make a single hair white or black. But make sure your statement is yes, yes, or no, no. Anything beyond these is of evil origin. Rather than make rash promises that we may not be able to keep, what should we do? Instead, you ought to say, if it's the Lord's will, we'll live and do this or that. Foolish and superstitious oaths and courtroom mumbo-jumbo don't guarantee truth. Simply answer yes or no. Ever felt like you're never good enough? Let's face it, we've all been verbally abusive, lustful, and broken promises. But it doesn't end there. Repent and take it to God. We may need to try and repair any damage we've done, but as far as heaven's concerned, it's over, forgiven. Don't live in the failures of the past, but in the forgiven life of the people of Christ. You decide.